Yo, 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 what's going on? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Guys, nice 2 days in the stock market. The last 2 days, you can see with the NASDAQ, we've had like a big 2 day pop. So the question is now, have we rebounded? Like, is this the bottom of the market? We've had a 10% correction. And usually when you're in a bull market, if you can get a good 10% correction, that's usually a buy spot. So is this the bottom of the QQQs, and are we going to be ramping back up? So what are some tools and things that you can use to figure out if the market is starting to ramp? So what you really want to be doing is thinking like, okay, what are some different things that we can keep track of to figure out, like, is this really a market bottom or not? So first things first is, we do have declining moving averages on the QQQs. And so even though the last 2 days have been up, it doesn't necessarily mean we're out of the woods. I would say, if we could start to ramp over this 50 SMA here, then that would give us the first signal that, okay, like a bottom is put in and we can get a little bit more aggressive to the long side. At this point, if we're looking at it, we're really just at a breakdown, pull back, right? And we've done that before. See a breakdown, pull back in the MAs, and then we bust down. Then we had a 2-day bounce and then we busted down. So this is the sweet spot right here. Is this like a 2-day bounce and then we bust down and continue down back into the 260s or lower? Or do we ramp back? Now, it may not just happen today, that inflection point, as we're kind of coming in hot into the resistance, but we'll see over the next couple of days. Do we ramp back or do we come back this way? And that's going to give us, the telltale signal that things are back to normal. Now, on the other side of things, besides charts, so charts are just charts, one of the things that you always want to be really thinking about is price action. So what is price action? Price action is like, how are individual stocks, leading stocks, acting while the market has been kind of in this under its MAs the last couple of days. So one thing I will notice, and it won't show up necessarily in the charts till after effect, the price action has changed in the last couple of days. So 2 days ago, so not yesterday, but the day before, the market gapped down huge, and the Dow was down at some point like 900 points, and you had a lot of stocks that were just getting smoked out, down 5, 6, 7% at the open. And what you saw was a change in tape at the middle of the day to the end of the day, where you started to get a big ramp, and the market actually closed green. So what's that's telling us is that extreme weakness was bought up, and we did have a run in stocks. And the next day, when we gapped up, the market actually rolled over and went negative on the day. And then what you saw was like a huge end of day ramp. So what that's telling us is now the dips are getting bought. So there's a subtle shift in the price action that's been happening in tech stocks. The second part to really think about is, 2 days ago when the market was really looking nasty, how were individual stocks looking at? So one thing that I want to do to always judge on whether the health of the market is real or not is, how are leading stocks, growth stocks, stocks with the big earnings, right? Those are like the big winners of the year, the ones that are up 100, 200% for the year. How are they acting? So 2 days ago when the Dow was down 1,000 points and the NASDAQ was down 2-3%, you saw stocks like this Peloton starting to really ramping, even though the market was down. We were in the ZM like right off at the open at like 443, and it ran like literally to 470 while the market was ticking down. And there was a whole host of other stocks like that. FSLY is like a nice rounding pattern. And that particular day, 2 days ago, while the market was pushing down, you saw this one popping up too. So that's giving me a clue in the price action of what is actually happening underneath the hood of the market. So I think that's really positive. And so that's actually telling me most likely we've seen the bottom in the market. We may range around for a period of time, but we've probably put in, a short-term low, and we may come back and range around. Doesn't mean we're going to just bust out over here, but we're starting to see those pockets of strength. Some things to kind of keep an eye on over the next couple of days. These IPOs are really heating up. Like this Sumo is like a good-looking stock. Frog was like a monster trader the last 2 days. I keep an eye on this one too. Like you can see, this one's got some real heat on this one. And then this Unity software is like incredible. I think they do something with video games. And, you know, this thing was down to 65 bucks, started at $87. I wouldn't chase these up, but I'm seeing their first flag or their first pullback, you know, something like that, I think is going to be a big one. And you're seeing snow today. If this thing breaks, snow this morning, if this thing breaks 250, I mean, I think it's going to start, you see this thing come in hot at 300 really quickly. So guys, hopefully that helps. Let me know if you got any questions on this stuff. As always, I'll be in the chat room all day.